Hello everybody. I'm really excited. Why, you may ask? Because Rain is back on. Yes! I love Rain. One of my favorite shows. It's so amazing. I love it so much. Anyways, I just watched the season premiere and it was awesome. So I'm going to make a video of my top favorite moments. Prairie's first scene. I thought it was so romantic. It opens up with them having the sexual intercourse, and I thought it was really tastefully done, very romantic, very just beautiful. It was really nice to see them back together and happy and in love, and I love them so much. I love them. They're so amazing. Prairie all the way. Excuse my dog back there. That's my dog Chip. Hi Chip. He doesn't care if I'm videoing. Dogs, you know, they're just like children. They don't really care if you're in the middle of doing something, now do they? My next favorite moment, and then I loved how at the end of the scene they cut to Francis. He's like sanding a boat down. He's making a boat of some sort. And Mary walks up and she's like, "We have shit to do. Hello, we're king and queen. We got stuff to do." And it was really cute because Francis was like, "There's nothing more important right now than you and this boat." And Mary was like, Mary was like, "Okay. We still got shit to do." And I thought it was really, really sweet and just, I don't know, I thought it was adorable. My next favorite moment is, I really enjoyed watching Elizabeth and Catherine together. I really feel that CW is making Elizabeth look like a weak little bitch and stupid as hell. The real Elizabeth, I do not believe, would have ever been so stupid to listen to half of what Catherine is coercing her into doing. But it is really interesting seeing them together. Catherine is crazy. Like, she has perfected the art of manipulation and mind control. Like, if this were a DC comic, she would definitely be a villain. Like, no questions asked. She would probably be on, like, the Joker's level of just mindfuckery. She's so good at this. At the same time, though, they are making Elizabeth look stupider than shit. It's really nice to see them together. Catherine is a pro. Elizabeth, I don't know. And the highlight of their interactions were their planning to take Mary down. Their first plan was to marry Francis's younger brother, Charles, to Elizabeth. It was going to connect them, and they were going to get married together, and yeah. That didn't end up working out because Charles had already been summoned by Francis to the castle, or to France, or whatever, so that plan was smashed. Their next plan was to turn the Pope in Rome and the Papal States against Mary and her cause. That almost worked as well, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Basically, what they were going to do was send a shitload of people who were Catherine's allies, people. She probably threatened the majority of them, and so they were probably all there against their will. Or she just paid them all, which is another totally... In fact, I think she says that she pays them all. I don't know. But, so they want to send them over to Rome and to see the Pope and tell him that Mary is not abiding by the things that Catholics hold dear, and, you know, considering that Mary had that affair with Condi. So they're hoping that works out. We'll see. My next favorite was Greer and the pirate. So they have this pirate come, and he's gonna get some shit done. He walks in with a tiger, and I saw it, and I was like, I want a fucking tiger. That's awesome. And so he comes walking in all sweet and debonair, and he tells Mary all of his, his terms to help her and work with her. And, it's money and a nice villa in some place. And then he also is like, I want to pick a wife for myself. He picks Greer. At first, Mary's like, no. And then Greer's like, no, I will love to do it. No problem no problem here. I'll do it. And so they all get together, and I really like them together. And then I find out that the pirate is a complete and total asshole. He is a dick. And it's kind of sad, because Greer was starting to really like him. I do believe that they ended up banging. And it turns out that that the pirate was fooling everybody. He didn't want a wife. He just wanted to get in her panties. And he did. And Greer was really upset about it, but at the same time, I think she was kind of intrigued. And although the episode ended with her angry with him, I do think that she actually has feelings towards him, and I'm excited to see how that turns out. And then my next favorite was with Narcisse and Lola. I at first hated Narcisse. I feel like everybody did. I'm starting to like him more and more, but I still don't trust his motives really. Neither does Lola. He really wants her ass. He wants to be with her. He wants to be serious together. It's not like he just wants to bang her and leave like the pirate did. He actually wants her. Lola is like, no, I'm scared of you. I don't trust you. You're not a good guy. And he tries to reassure her. He's like, no, you can trust me. You will see I'm a good guy. Just give me time. And Francis completely forbids Lola from having a union with Narcisse. He thinks that would be the biggest mistake of Lola's life, which I'm sure it would be. And he does not want his son with Lola to be around that kind of role model, which we all know he would end up being, like their son would look at him and think that's what a real man looks like. And that is not what he wants at all. Why? Because we all know that he's dying, and so, we as viewers know, they don't. So he does not want a man like Narcisse to be in his son's life, considering he won't be in his son's life for much longer. And I thought that was really sweet. Next thing we know, Lola is in Narcisse's bathtub at his hotel, or his room, his apartment, I don't know, his house, I don't know. And Narcisse is like, and she's trying to seduce him, and Narcisse is like, no, we're going to do this the right way. You are going to be with me, and I'm going to be with you, and we're going to be happy together. You will see, I promise. I'm not going to do this right now, not like this, and it's not going to happen. And then Lola's like, well, fuck. That sucks. I just got rejected. Anyways, my next favorite part has to be when Francis tells Mary that he's dying. Mary gets a letter from Elizabeth, and it says that she wants to marry Charles, or she wants to talk and have a little conference, a meeting with Mary, and she gets the letter, and Mary's like, this could be a good idea, why don't we try this, why don't we see how this works out? And Francis is like, absolutely not. Mary doesn't understand. Elizabeth marrying Charles and Francis dying means that Mary would have zero claim whatsoever to the French throne in any way, because the next in line would be Charles, and if he were to marry Elizabeth, then that would suck. And Mary's like, why can't we do this? Why? I don't understand what's going on. And that's when Francis tells Mary that he's dying. I was so sad watching that scene. It was horrible. I felt so bad. Mary was like sobbing. It was just really, really sad. And I almost died. I felt like my heart was being broken. It was horrible. And they were just getting back together and loving each other again. It's so sad. And then she's like, well, this makes sense now. The boat thing makes sense. That's why he was building a boat, so that he can have moments with Mary privately together before he dies. Next scene cuts to them on the boat in the middle of the ocean, wherever they are on the coast, and it's a really sad but powerful scene. There they are alone together in this big wide ocean, and it kind of represents their life. They're just two people together surrounded by this craziness, this vastness that just seems to never end. And it was interesting to see because of it, like sooner that rather than later, Mary's going to be by herself in that vastness, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how they work that storyline. I think it's going to be really interesting, and it was just a really sad scene, but one of my favorites. Only because I really liked how it was. I thought it was really well acted, really well written. Just in general, I thought it was beautiful. My next favorite scene, and probably my last favorite scene, would have to be Catherine's demise. Yes! That bitch. She is such a bitch. I can't even handle it. I would have slapped the hell out of her so fast if I was Mary. So Narcisse tells Mary and Francis of their little plan. Because the people, Catherine's people, went to Rome and all that. Narcisse finds out. He tells Mary and Francis. Mary and Francis are like, wow, what the fuck? That's ridiculous. And then a light bulb goes off. Oh, that's where the fucking bitch is. Why do they know that? Well, because Catherine set up a decoy so that people don't know that she's in England with Elizabeth. So she set up a decoy Catherine in Italy. Decoy Catherine, I guess, found someone that she wants to fuck. She did. It was in some weird closet thing with a bunch of levers. Didn't seem like a very safe place to have sex to me, but I feel like they could have found a much safer spot. And they hit one of the levers, and it kills the guy that she was banging. Decoy Catherine ends up being so grief-stricken that she ends up killing herself. Mary and Francis are like, what the fuck? Catherine grief-stricken, please. No way. They don't buy it for a second, which is good. And so Narcisse telling them this, they're like, so that's where that fucking bitch is. She's in fucking England. That little bitch. That asshole. So Mary comes up with a better plan. She says, let's have this meeting with Elizabeth. So here's Elizabeth standing on a mountain fucking side, looking all kinds of like Pride and Prejudice, all romantic and pretty, hair flowing. And behind her are a shitload of army people, like soldiers and all this crazy shit. And they realize that Mary isn't coming to meet with them. Instead, they're having people take Catherine. Why? Because the castle was unguarded because all of the guards and soldiers and stuff were there to protect Elizabeth. So they snatch the bitch, Catherine, and they bring her ass back to France. And it was great. They threw her happy ass on the floor. She was hella dirty, all Raggedy Ann, and it was awesome. She looks up and there's Mary sitting on her nice ass horse, and Mary's like, fuck you, like a boss, and it was awesome. So they end up putting stupid Catherine in a cage with the pirate's tiger. Okay, they weren't in the same cage. It was like two different cages, but they were smushed together so the tiger would like do this outside of his little bars and it would hit Catherine, you know? And it was awesome. I want a tiger so bad. That'd be great. I thought it was really, really badass of Mary. I thought it was a great moment for her. It really shows how much of a change she's made from last season being the idiot and the stupid bitch that she was to now she's getting it. She realizes that she has a lot of shit that she has to fight for, and shit is getting crazy, and it needs to happen. She needs to get shit done, and that's what she's doing. Hate Catherine. So, all in all, my rating of this episode was 10 out of 10. I really, really loved it. I thought it was so great. It was so amazing. I'd love to know how you guys felt about it. Put it in the comments. And if you liked the video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. And I will be doing another video for episode 2. And yeah, I am, oh my god, Frary. Come on, Frary. Find a cure. Francis, don't die, please. I'm gonna be so sad. I'm already sad, and it hasn't even happened. Alright, guys, bye!